Hello and welcome to the Gothic Unicorn. Today I'm back in 1/48 scale with another of my Petite Properties kits. Now I've had to be very careful unpacking this kit because in the bottom of the bag are some very small little micro beads which make up the handles for the piece, and they were all in the instruction leaflet and went everywhere. So that was a bit more fiddly than normal. I've got my instructions and I've got my pieces. Now this is Tony's Tall Boy and Mirror, and I'm going to start off by removing the pieces from the backing sheet. That again, as is usual with these, involves using a craft knife just to cut the little tabs that attach the pieces to the backing sheet. Once all the furniture pieces were out of the backing sheet, I added some colour. Now I've gone with an alcohol marker in tan this time. Now, I like using the alcohol markers because I find that the finish at this small scale is actually better to my eye than the paint is. Paint is fine, but I prefer this, and it works really well on the material that these kits are made from. So that's what I've gone with. I've also done a little bit ahead when it comes to the mirror on this piece, but now I'm going to actually start putting the kit together. I've got my glue and my cocktail stick, and I've also got my handy dandy tweezers, which whilst they are optional, are recommended. And to be fair, when you're working at 1/48 scale, tweezers are an absolute godsend. And I'm going to start with the first piece, which is this piece, and I've actually only coloured the outside because you don't see the inside of it. And it starts off by folding it up like that. It'll only fold one way, and then I'm going to take the second piece and I'm going to stick that into position. Now this piece isn't actually going to be visible, but I have coloured it because it was actually one of the pieces that I was testing my colours on, because I know the kind of look that I want, but it was getting the right pen to do it. So that piece goes in there, just a little bit at the back sticking out, and then the next step is to get some more glue onto the sides, and to fold up my two pieces like that. And now I've got to hold that until it dries. The next step is to apply the main front of the piece, and to do that I got to put glue on all these bits that are sticking up here. I'll be quite generous on the middle bit, a bit more careful on the edges because I don't want it overflowing. I'm going to take my piece with its little drawers and I'm going to apply it to the front of here, and I'm going to make sure that it is even and that it is flush at top and bottom. So do excuse me that I just took it out of shot there. And I'm going to clean my glue off, and I'm going to let that dry and then move on to the next step. My next step is actually sticking the drawer fronts on. Now these are fake drawers, which I'm kind of glad about, although I know people do make usable drawers at this size. I'm not sure I'm quite there yet. If you are, so much, so much credit to you. So my frontage, I've got spaces shown ready for the drawers, and I've applied a bit of glue there. And then with my tweezers, I'll drop the drawer front in the wrong place. Of course I will. I can actually just slide it into place. Like so. And there we have the upper part, well, the upper set of drawers rather, shall I say. Oh, such small pieces. Now I'm going to carry on, and I'm going to stick my top piece onto here, and to do this I just put a bit of glue on all my top pieces, like so. Clean that bit of glue off my thumb because I don't want to get stuck to anything. And is there a correct shape? I am trying to establish if there's a correct shape for this, if there's a correct way round, and I'm not sure. I don't think so, so I'm going to put the back. The back has to be fitted flush with the back piece, like so. And then I'm going to try and slide it so that it looks nice and even. Now I'm going to have to go back in with my alcohol marker and touch up the colour on the reverse of the top, because I did put a little bit on, but not enough. I'm going to leave that to dry though, and then I will start on the lower drawer. Now the bottom piece goes together pretty much the same as the top, in that I've got a little piece that fits inside. Just figure out where the glue actually needs to go on this, which slides into the little slot in there, and then these bits will fold up around it. I really do like these kits, they go together so well. Now again, obviously I have to fit my front piece on, which means applying glue to this little H shape. Needs very little glue at all. And then fit this into place and line it up with the top piece. And just make sure there's no glue seepage all around. Following the pattern of the top piece, I've now got a drawer to attach, which is a bigger, bulkier drawer on the bottom piece. And again, I'm just attaching glue into the marked piece on there. And I'm going to do without my tweezers on this one because it is rather bigger. And I've dropped it into the wrong place again. What a surprise. But I can just loosen it up before I push it into place, like so. Next I'm going to stick my lower top on, if that makes any sense. In effect, this is two pieces of furniture joined together. That is the best way I can sort of describe it. And so I've made the top piece and I'm now making the bottom piece. And the instructions actually tell me to repeat the instructions from the top section for making the bottom section. So I need to take this lid top piece, and attach it onto here. has to be flush at the back, and then I need to make sure that any overhang is even, like so, which is quite nice. Now I need to stick the two pieces together. I quite like how this is looking. Again, it's apply glue to the edges. And then I need to attach that onto there, keeping those two pieces flush. And there we have it. There is our basic tall boy. Now, because I wanted an actual effect of something at least semi-reflective, I've used a tiny little piece of kitchen foil that I have glued behind the frame for the mirror. You can see that there. Now I've stuck it with the duller side showing because I didn't want it to look shiny, and I will actually probably put some dust or something over that to dirty it down a bit. Now, before my glue completely dries up, which it does being tacky glue, it only lasts so long, I'm going to put some glue onto the mirror back. Now, you wouldn't normally put this much on because you'd just be attaching the frame, but obviously I've got to be different. And I'm going to put that down onto there and give it a little push to put it together. I can just position it a little bit until I'm happy with how it looks. Now I need to stick this onto the top, and looking at the picture, it goes in the middle at the back. So that's what I'm going to do next. The final step on my instructions is to put the little drawer handles on, which are these micro beads. I don't know if you can even see them in there. They're a little sort of goldy metallic colour in there. So we're going to do this very, very carefully. Now, if I look at the picture, there's one on each of the little drawers at the top. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue. I'm going to get my tweezers and see if I can't do this. Yes. Nope, knocked it off the glue. And there we have it. I've got the first one on. Can you see that? Can you see that? So I'm going to repeat that process another 7 times. The little handles are on, and now I'm going to attempt to dress this piece a little bit. Now I'm going to put it upright to make it stand up. I want to put a little cloth on there, which was something that was quite often done. There'd be a cloth on top of pretty much any furniture. Certainly when I was growing up, older members of the family always had cloths. What I've got is I've got some quite coarse muslin. This is the sort of stuff that's sold for straining things in the kitchen. But what I've done is I have treated a piece of it with some glue and I've allowed it to dry. And then I've cut it down, and I'm going to stick that down as a little cloth, basically. With the cloth in place, I figure it needs something else on there. And what I'm actually going to try is I'm going to try using a little seed bead and putting it on top of there so it looks like it's a little glass bowl. Once I had stuck the little bead into the middle of the dresser top, I decided that actually it looked rather lonely and it needed a couple more. So I've put 3 on to make it look like there's some pots or something on the top there, because obviously it would be very unusual for somebody to have a dresser of any description and there not to be something on the top of it. So I've just gone with these little glass seed beads. I quite like how it looks. I'm not 100% sure about the scale. It seems very small compared to the other stuff that I've been doing, although I am assuming that Petite Properties know what they're doing, but I do nevertheless like it. I hope you've enjoyed watching me build the Petite Properties Tony's Tall Boy kit, and if you have enjoyed it, please like, comment and subscribe, and until next time, bye.